Hi juniors, welcome to week 4 of Computers, Systems, and Programming. So this week I'm going to run through the PowerPoint of everything I'm going to cover in this video. So that will include your things that are due this Sunday, which is the Yoda Challenge and your weekly quiz. I'll also be reviewing your week 3 quiz in this video and talking about GroupMe. And at the end we'll have some time for questions. So I am going to navigate to Canvas because, as usual, this is where everything will be. Your assignment this week is the Yoda Challenge that's due on Sunday, October 15th at 11:59 p.m. CST. So let's go ahead and look at that assignment. So all the instructions should be laid out here for you. You will need to navigate to Google Drive for the materials. And just a gentle reminder, when you are trying to access anything that I have put on Google Drive, you will need to log in with a WISC account, and that would be your NetID plus at wisc.edu to be able to access this. If you request for access through a personal email, I will ignore it. But inside this folder, there are 3 items for you. You have your cupcake image, and you have your Yoda image, and then the set of instructions.
I'm going to do my Yoda impersonation.
Challenge you we will. Impress us you must.
Thank you, AJ. So this presentation is just 2 slides long. It has the instructions for your challenge. So the challenge is, you're going to start off the program with a black background. You're going to have Yoda move up, down, left, and right with the arrow keys. And you will have 1 cupcake appear on the screen at a time. Yoda will collect the cupcake. The cupcake will disappear. It will reappear somewhere else. As Yoda is collecting the cupcake, there's going to be a sound of him eating it. The cupcake collected will move to a random location for it to be picked up again. And after Yoda eats 3 cupcakes, the screen will turn red, signifying that there was a potential level change. And so, with all of those words being said, I will show you what it should look like in Scratch. So here we go. Starting off of a black screen, Yoda is able to move up, left, right, down. It's going to collect the first cupcake, bam. Collect the next cupcake, bam. Next cupcake, red screen. You can continue collecting cupcakes if you want. You might ask, Kim, you don't have any sound. Well, I don't. The sound is also off. But you are required to add sound to your activity. Next thing on the to-do list for this week for you all is the quiz. There's only 1 question this week. Yay. Speaking of quizzes, we'll go over the answers from last week's quiz, which was about Scratch. So here it is. Preview. So there were 5 questions about Scratch. The first question was about your final Scratch project. And again, this is kind of looking ahead in the semester so that you kind of have your weeks planned out. You'll be submitting a plan for your project next week and the game itself the week following, and you'll be presenting these games to your peers during cohort. But just to start thinking about it, so a good answer for this question would be a maze game where character Kim is collecting cookies, in a maze on her way to school.
Oh, watch out for the stale cookies.
Yes. The next question is, what is a conditional statement? Give an example of one. And during kickoff, we watched a programming video that talked about conditional statements. The example was if the robot saw a person in the seat, it would continue to look for another empty seat. If the seat was open, then he would sit down. So to type that out, if seat is occupied, keep looking. If seat is open, sit down. That is a conditional statement. Next question is, type out the instructions to move the sprite down using the down arrow key. So to do that, you would start off with when down arrow key is pressed, change y by negative n. N can be any negative number, it just signifies that it's moving down. And to show you that on Scratch, you'll go to Events, grab this button right here, change this to down arrow key, motion. Because this is on an XY grid, you're moving in the negative y direction, so you'll change y by negative 10. There are definitely other ways to do this, however, this was how I demonstrated it at kickoff. Back to our quiz. Next question is, what must you begin your Scratch script with? And it is when green flag is clicked. And that is under Events, this button right here. Essentially, it tells you that when you have your game in full screen, when this button is clicked, your game will start, and you don't have any other navigations besides whatever you coded into the program. So I can only press the down arrow key. I can't press any of the other keys because they don't exist yet. Question number 5 is, a sprite can have multiple costumes, true or false? That is true. Back in Scratch, I'll show you what that looks like. So under Costumes tab right here, this sprite has 2 pre-made costumes. You switch between them really fast, it looks like the cat is running. You can also create your own costumes. Last few questions. Question 6 is about GroupMe. If you are interested, you would have put down your number. Otherwise, you would have kept going. Last question is questions about this week's material that I would be able to answer for you. So that is the quiz. The next thing on our agenda is GroupMe. So GroupMe, I did mention it being a phone number type texting thing, but you can also enter in an email. My account is actually linked through my phone, so I will log in and show you what that looks like. And this will be the last time I'll ask you about it. I did get a few individual messages, which I'm happy to answer, but there were a few questions that were asked by multiple students, and it would be great if you could all just ask me that and get the answer as a collective. So this is it on the web browser. And again, it's totally optional, up to you if you would like to participate or not. I'm happy to answer questions through email or through text message, whatever is best for you. And that is all that I have for this week. Are there any questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
If we have a question on Scratch, like how to do a command or something, should we just email you right away, or is there somewhere else we can go to maybe find the answer?
Yeah, so definitely for this challenge, you can email me or text me or whatever to communicate to me. I'm happy to answer any of your questions. If it is something that maybe you can look back to what we did at kickoff to see if there are some answers there, I would go there first and then go ahead and shoot me a message. Yes.
For the Yoda challenge, how do I know when I'm finished, and how do I submit my finished project to you?
Yeah, so I would say for the Yoda challenge, if you look at the presentation and you notice that everything on your challenge is marked off, meaning that it does everything that the bullet points tell you to, you should be finished. It is a little ambiguous kind of to make sure that you hit all those bullet points. If you do want to add in flares like this counter, go ahead, but that's not a requirement. To submit this, what you will do is you will have to go to your shared settings on the game and make sure that it is shared. It looks like mine is already on, but there should be a link down here for you that you will copy, and then you'll go into your canvas that I closed out of and drop the link into the submission as you've been submitting all of your other assignments. Oh no. So, I don't have a submit button, but
It says submitting a website URL.
Yes.
Is that a website URL that you just copied?
yes.
Okay.
So, that is either this link or this link should work as long as your game is shared so that the public can view it. Yes.
So you had mentioned that we have a final Scratch project.
Mhm.
Can we use the Yoda challenge as our final Scratch project?
No, you cannot use your Yoda challenge as your final Scratch project. You can use concepts from the Yoda challenge for it, meaning that you can have a character collecting something on the screen. Yes. Oh. Well, that's all I have for you this week. Continue keeping up the great work that you've been doing, and I'll see you next weekend.